Hello, Taurus. How you doing? So, welcome, Frequency Tarot. My name is Lauren. So for Taurus, man, I feel like you guys are going through quite a lot of image changes, or maybe a new path in your careers, redefining foundations. This could be beliefs about who, not just who you're becoming, but the person you want to give to yourself, to the world. There's new structures that you're building, and I feel as though a lot of you are recalibrating what that is for you. So now I say that a lot to do with the lunar eclipse that just happened, and we just entered Pisces as well, so there's a lot of reflection going on. So what we're going to do is take a look at the oracle deck, and we're going to go into the tarot and just see what comes out with those energies in mind. All right, so let's look at advice for Taurus. And your first card, I've already shuffled these a lot better, but let's just see. Past life. Air. Power. And divinity. Okay, so I feel like a lot of you are learning about something that you needed to learn for a while. I think this has been kind of like a long trajectory of something that you're learning, and you're being faced with a decision that is kind of redefining your sense of your own power or initiative. You're getting a lot of responses about, maybe from other people or yourself, and you're feeling this sense of power rebuilding underneath you. This may be subtle, especially for you Tauruses out there that are constantly busy or working a lot. It might be something where you need to just allow yourself to learn, or be a little bit more receptive about what you're downloading, right? What you're allowing to come in, because there are good things coming your way. It seems as though on this path that you're going down, you're being guided. Let's take a look at, I'm just going to pull up the guide here for a second, because I just wanted to get a bit more context here. It seems like, yeah, this is where I'm getting the learning from. There's some wisdom that you're downloading, something that I feel as though it's something you've needed to pay attention to for quite some time. It's like maybe the universe has been sending you messages, like, and you've been so busy that maybe building a career path, or now you're realizing that there needs to be some switches, because you're learning to reintegrate, because there are some changes happening that are no longer, maybe you're trying to put more effort into it when it needs to just be more aligned with your natural gifts. Let me just look at divinity too. Yeah, it says to proceed with love over fear. make sure that what you're choosing is what you respect as well. I think maybe a lot of you have been working so hard that you've been kind of missing what's in it for yourself instead of just something that you're trying to prove, or maybe you're trying to prove yourself to the world. And you're learning that there's something more meaningful. There's a lot to do with this card. Power, your inner power, Taurus. So, with that said, let's look at the tarot. Let's see what's coming through. I'm going to leave these off to the side so I can see them as well. So you're learning new ways. I think recalibrating. I think a lot of you have to take a little rest. Like, there's a lot of restless energy coming through this. I wouldn't be surprised if the Four of Swords came up. But let's just see. I've already shuffled your cards. So let's see what comes through. Magician. Very gifted and able to... I think a lot of you are very skillful in many different avenues. Maybe you've had to kind of put on the hat of, like, being the creative, being the, the manager, being the business savvy person, and you're getting good at those, but I feel like there's something more that you're realizing instead of just working in lots of different directions. And I feel like a lot of us are doing that because of the fire horse here, or the fire, wait, you know what I'm saying, the fire horse here. So let's see what else. The Lovers. Okay, so the Lovers doesn't always have to be a love relationship, although it can be. I feel as though that this is something that you're trying to integrate, like you're trying to receive like a more authentic sense of unity with your life and yourself. And this could be that energy what I talked about before of like not wanting to aimlessly work all the time anymore. You actually want to feel like you have your place in the world, but not just to fit in with the society, but to feel as though this is where you belong. And that is like what you're doing, the person that you're becoming, the partner that the loyal partner that you are, the Taurus. Tauruses are very, very loyal people. Whatever the situation is, there's a lot of, I don't know, managing or something like that. Having to balance yourself. You're wanting to balance yourself, but there's a lot of work being put into so many different areas, and I think for those of you, for those of Tauruses that, let's say, do have a lot on their plate, there is the sense of you want more balance, and the ones that are, I guess, a little bit more natural at maintaining their energy or regulating themselves, there's a sense that there's not just managing your life, but also feeling it. I think so sometimes maybe a lot of you want to feel a bit more connected with what you're doing or your relationships in life. And there's that sense where there's like You're trying to learn something right now. Learn something about yourself, and that is the power. This could be just your career, or just your sense of power in relationships, like the effect that you have on people. Is it natural, or is it authentic, or is it um or are you not fully engaged? Let's see what else. Cause. So something, yeah, definitely to do with relationships. So we've got here, I think there's a sense of balancing, right? Between, I think, a relationship, balancing your life with your family or relationships. There's a feeling of not fully being connected here, and you're having to like manage your energy in many different areas of your life. It could be like three here. Three is like when you're being a visionary, you're deciding, you're making decisions, and being kind of, this has a Saturn energy as well, where it's like quite disciplined. So there's a definitely a need for more softening up. Let's see what else. Yeah, this confirms what I'm saying. Okay, so this is the Two of Pentacles, and this is the Juggler, where you're balancing between many assets in your life, many different avenues or roles. Like what I said before, there's a sense of balancing and not feeling like fully engaged. This could be in more of like an emotional way. There's no cups here yet. There is the Lovers, but I feel this is a sense where you want to feel more connected. And maybe this is happening because you are trying to balance between different roles. Like maybe you're being, like I said at the beginning, that the manager or the artist or the entrepreneur, the businessman, the businesswoman, whatever it is. There's many hats that are you're trying to balance between here. Yep. Yep. So we're definitely getting the message that there is a lifestyle that is not. I think your nervous system is a little unbalanced. So there's definitely a message of balancing between many options happening, and you need to choose the decision or the option that regulates your so I'm getting a sense that this is more of an emotional decision, and then how that manifests in your life is feeling more connected. Like you want to feel more connected. So I think this is saying you're maybe feeling a lot of emotions, trying to balance between different roles, and your challenge is to feel connected. So there's definitely something where you need to make more space for your personal life. I'm getting that this is something to do with work and how it's impacting your friends or your family, or if you're in a relationship, how it's reflecting on your relationship. Yeah. The Chariot. This is Cancer energy, so emotional security, right? I think a lot of you are working very hard. There's an energy of being taken down a path of your own doing. What I mean by that is, if you're conscious of like everything that you're doing each day, and you're also being conscious about your long-term goals, then you are going to be the conscious driver, the driver that is leading these beasts in your chariot. You're going to be very decisive with the life that you are going to live through. But if you're not, then this says that the two beasts are going to make the decisions for you, and you'll be taken down a series of lessons until you're able to recalibrate your direction. So this is where I'm getting a lot of, you are working a lot. And for those that are easier at regulating themselves and staying present, you guys will be the ones that will be more connected to the things that matter to you, whether that be relationships or your work or whatever. And the ones that, are just working hard for, maybe you don't even know what you want. There is a strong energy of knowing what you want in this eclipse. But if you don't know what you want and you're working aimlessly towards many different directions, then you're going to be led down those directions until you're able to decide for yourself what you want. So there is definitely choosing a path here, and that's being honest with yourself. Because I think you don't want to just balance this life or juggle, right, and not actually be balanced. You want to be connected. You want to live a life that's authentic to you. So let's look at your energy right now. Let's do a quick shuffle. What is your energy right now, Taurus? Advice. This is really, really speaking through this. I think a lot of you are also getting your power back, not just balancing. And, you want to feel connected. There's a sense of what is deeper. I think maybe a lot of you are around people that it's not exactly deep. It's kind of shallow. And you want to actually get back to the people that really matter. Might not apply to everyone here, but there is that type of energy coming through. So let's see what your energy is. Queen of Cups. Yeah. You are choosing what is truthful to you. You want to feel like you're nurturing what counts. You want to you want to grow what matters. And if the juggler's here, it's like you want this instead of just trying to work towards balancing. I think that's what's going on here. You got the two, which is unity, healing, and the seven, which is like conviction, faith. So you want to have, it's like you want meaning with your vision as well. Maybe that's what you're trying to do, but maybe a lot of you are having to recalibrate the direction of, or how your approach, maybe the direction of how you're getting to your goals. I think a lot of you are goal oriented right now, and you might just be a goal oriented person in general, which is great. Um, but I feel as though some of you are trying to portray a message that's deeper than your community or the people around you. And maybe you don't feel appreciated for what you're doing. But if that's not for everyone, I think what is true for everyone is you are definitely trying to nurture something that feels like a conviction, like you're trying to portray a message that's important for you, like something that's missing in the world, and you really want to. It's like you have a message that not many people have, and what makes you unique is that you have this message that many other people don't. And there is kind of like a little bit of an emotional turmoil, you know, because you're the one that's taking lead in your life. You know, when people do actually act on their convictions, there is a lot of adversity that's like, thrown at you, because you're being sovereign. And what you have to ask yourself is, are you giving back to yourself on this journey? Are you really connecting? You have a message, but also are you living that message, right? Is the image that you're giving to the world being understood in that way? There's something there. I mean, look at this. Look at that cup there. See how there's like those two horns? Look at that. It's like you have a powerful message that you're trying to nurture. I feel like this is like internal and you're trying to get it out. The queens are like an internal energy, and I think you are trying to give that message out here. I think a lot of you are quite wise, and as well as like being good at being a teacher or a mentor as well, because you have a very strong vision. But I have a feeling that there's some like emotional imbalance going on, that it's like you're working so hard that you miss actually like being I'm getting the message of being vulnerable, but not everyone might resonate with that. I think it's being emotionally vulnerable enough that you are being understood for the message that you're trying to convey, so that it's like also you being connected to your art. I feel like a lot of you are entrepreneurs or musicians or artists that are watching this. It's like the message that you're trying to convey through your art, or this message, you're being tested to feel it yourself, to embody that message yourself, so that it really is, you are seen for the person that you want to be seen as. Which goes back to the beginning of this video, where I said a lot of you are reevaluating like your image and your this goal, or your career paths, something to do there. Let's keep going. Let's look at your environment. Oh, see? Page of Cups. It's interesting how that fell out of my hand there. Page of Cups. It seems as though, okay, I'm not sure exactly. This is kind of a curveball, so I'll just kind of transfer this, like whatever it's coming to me, and try to connect the dots. It's like you're handing something like an innocent message. An innocent message. It's like you're, with all of this intense energy of a message that you're trying to convey, what really gets down to is you have a very simple message. I think you're kind of complicating things. Like, I mean, just look at this guy. He's just a dude with a fish, right? That's your message, and this is you in your very eclectic outfit. The joyful self, the inner child that wants to convey a message. Yeah, a lot of you, I feel like, are artists. I think this is very important for you to see this. Like, get back down to the roots of the emotional connection that's really screaming through this reading. This need to feel connected with this message. I think you're working so hard to get towards this, and you're kind of following systems or following like structures, but what really gets down to is this is going to be the strongest message of all. It's not just how you do it and how good you are at doing it. That's a magician energy. It's how authentic is the connection between you and the art. How authentic is that message that people will relate to? Even if it's like you're doing, like, you're working on something that's like rebellious or contradictory, or, you know, because those are also artistic expressions. How tapped into that energy are you being? Like, maybe a lot of you are like achieving that next goal of like not just being good at what you do, but embodying the message that you're trying to convey in the first place. Okay, let's keep going. Hopes and fears. I feel like this one's the test. Six of Pentacles. What are you giving and what are you receiving? There has to be a reciprocal energy about what you give to your work and what you get back from it. I think a lot of you are putting so much effort into your work that you're missing that journey of staying present within it. I think might be something that you might need to tap into and like really practice staying present between like maybe what you're giving to this message, maybe what, not the message, this your job or your career, and really being present. Now, if this is a love relationship as well, like this can also apply. You wanting to feel connected, maybe, really, I guess, manifesting a very stable relationship, like this intention of trying to manifest a very stable relationship or foundation within your relationships. But you're still balancing between, this is why I feel like this is the career thing, is like, it's more of a universal message here about every type of role that you play in life, any relationship or career path, or you know what I'm saying. I think this reading is just a very holistic what's the word, message to you about how are you really engaging in this message and the life that you're living. Okay, and then lastly, let's look at your outcome. Beautiful. So this is your confirmation. It seems as though you're working towards what you want to earn your success. And you also want to have shared goals, or at least a shared, something that you want to share, right? Yeah. A shared connection. Yeah. This is the confirmation. And it seems as though you're going to get it. The more that you tap into not just working at how good you are, or I should rephrase it, not just tapping into like how skillful you are at maintaining the different roles that you that you live in your life. You want to share this emotional connection. It really is an emotional connection, because your emotions will have an influence on what manifests in your life. There's like that saying of when you figure out everything internal, the rest of your external world will mirror it. I know that's not the saying, but that's the same message. But you're wanting to not just share this, but celebrate it. Share and celebrate it. You want to earn and share this message with people. You're a very, very authentic person. You're very yeah, I mean, I can't think of the word I'm really what I'm trying to get to, but authentic is good enough. You're a very authentic person, truthful. But I think you need to simplify, and learn to really be present in this journey. Okay, that's my message for you, Taurus. Please like and subscribe if you haven't, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.